Someone said, "What do I think about Serpenza?" And I want to, or Serpenze. I can't pronounce it. He did a video recently, his most recent video, and I think it's on the money because he calls out this thing that nobody talks about, which is the information asymmetry that exists between America and China.
People are always, when they look at my videos and I point out a problem with China, trying to say, oh yeah, well, America's worse. But they're morons, because how do they know America's worse? You know how they think they know America's worse? It's because America has a transparent society.
Okay, you see r-sino, the subreddit r-sino, or any umao, or any little pinkies, they love to point out America's problems, history of atrocities and issues, to be like, how can you say that China's bad when America has all these problems? And it's like, dude, America has freedom of press, so we have the right to know these problems. You do not know how many people died of COVID in China. If you think the Chinese numbers are even close to accurate, you're out of your freaking mind. There's no hand soap in China. Chinese old people that live in like the more countryside cities don't even know the word for germ. There's no hand soap in public toilets. You put your hands everywhere with public transportation. Everyone's taking public transportation. There was evidence that COVID was there since like September, maybe even earlier. It is definitely in the millions. If you ask me, I think that well over 1 million Chinese people died, and it's probably higher. It's probably higher. But guess what? We can't know because China doesn't have freedom of press. You cannot know how much suffering so many Chinese people have to go through. They don't have any way to speak. This is the reason that any little pinky or any umao, any 5-cent army or pro-CCP supporter, your stance has zero validity. It has zero credibility, because even if you don't agree with the Communist Party, even if you have a little bit of a criticism, you can't say it. You can't say it. And since you can't say it, everybody else can't say it. And since everybody else can't say it, we can't really know all the atrocities and bad things that have gone on in China, except we do know that, hey, there was this thing called the Great Leap Forward, which between 40 and 70 million people died. And the Communist Party still is trying to whitewash the Great Leap Forward. If you don't believe me, go look at my 日人民报, the Cold War 2020 episode I did with the intern working at the People's Daily. I did that because there was an article where they were actually trying to say, actually, the Great Leap Forward was pretty awesome. I mean, that's all you need to know. They're not willing to talk about a period of time where 40 to 70 million people died. We don't know anything about the atrocities of the Communist Party. So this idea that you can use criticisms of America to make communism or authoritarianism, Chinese government, look better is complete and utter bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. It doesn't stand the test of any logic or debate. It's just not, it doesn't work. Sorry. You can't have any criticism of Xi Jinping. So your praises of Xi Jinping don't mean a goddamn thing. It doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean a thing. Yet people in rural areas tend to support CCP. Here's the thing, Yin Kwang. I am not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying your view is just that. It's just your own view. It's just your own feel, and that doesn't really have a lot of strength in an argument. If you want to argue in support of a party or a government, you need to have freedom of press so that you can give people the right to speak against you. If you don't give them that right, then the people that speak for you, it doesn't mean anything. It absolutely doesn't mean anything. This is why I always tell people, listen, I've studied Chinese for a really long time. I'm not saying I know how to take China to the future, okay? But I am saying, my view, if you want to know LeLe Farley's entire stance, I can sum up my entire China stance for you in 3 words. Let them speak. That's it. I'm not saying I know how to guide China into the future. I'm saying that Chinese people need to be able to speak for us to know how the future of their country should go. Let them speak. Okay? I feel like the Confucius Institute is like, what the hell did we do? We trained these people to speak Chinese, and then now they're talking to Chinese people, and they can hear that every single Chinese person that you talk to, as long as you have an honest and long enough conversation with a Chinese person, every single one of them has an event in their life that is either directly or indirectly caused from the incompetence of the Communist Party, and it's usually incredibly traumatic. It usually almost ruined, or if not completely ruined, their life. Now, some of them know the link between government and citizen, so they can see that connection. Some of them can't. You know, the Communist Party doesn't want them to know, so it tries to strip them of the ability to critically think. But some people do know. And as long as you can speak Chinese, you start to get that. That's why guys like Barrett and Nathan Rich and all these other ignorant fools can suck the resources from Chinese society while getting paid to mislead them. Okay, a girl hit me up in Instagram recently, and she was like, dude, you'll never guess who I met last night. And it was Barrett's son. And she said, he's actually not that bad in person. Whoa, 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 whoa. He gets paid to mislead your country. He gets paid to make sure your country and your fellow countrymen cannot make their lives better, do not have the right to try and improve their lives. I don't care if he's nice in person. Maybe he's a little handsome. No, you're a tumor. You don't speak Chinese. You get paid to mislead Chinese people, and you probably take advantage of ignorant Chinese girls that are like, oh my God, he has double eyelids and his nose is so tall. Oh, and his skin is so white. Oh my God, he's so hot. Let's hook up with him. In his own country, he's a fucking loser. But then he goes to your country, becomes famous, gets praised for being a hero, for misleading your countrymen. And you're going to tell me he's not that bad in person? Ugh. 一帮教父白天到处都跑去，生活困苦却一路欢声笑语。到晚上他们期待橄榄疫苗树，终于可以静下来去湖边一起钓鱼。